valves shut when we turn the car off, and they won't open anymore. And I don't entirely know what I did wrong. Today is the day where the M3 is actually going to be able to get a lot louder because of Grail. So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today we are installing, or we are going to attempt to install, the new Grail exhaust system that has valves. I'm super excited because the M3 is not as loud as I want it to be, and hopefully this helps with that. So this is it currently on startup. It's nothing too crazy. However, let's pull this into the garage really quick. Okay, I had to focus getting in the driveway, but now. First of all, I just want to give a huge thanks to Grail Exhaust for hooking me up with such a crazy exhaust system, and the fact that this exhaust is actually going to be one of one in the States. This is the only exhaust ever for an E92 M3 in the States. So it's going to be absolutely crazy being one of one. And there's gonna be a lot more coming with the car that's gonna make it one of one. Obviously the paint plays a big factor in that, but this is what we're here for. Okay, so I think my plan is I'm gonna use the ramps, but I'm not going to back my car onto the ramps. I'm going to jack the car up and then stick the ramps under the car, and that should give us enough clearance for me to get under there. Let's go ahead and get this thing raised up.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I went into this pretty blindly. I wasn't really too sure what I was doing, but I ended up undoing both of the clamps that were holding the Y-pipe onto the muffler. And then what I ended up doing was getting the hangers off of the main muffler piece, which was honestly kind of a pain because my extension would not get up there and I could not figure out the socket size. But I did finally get that off, which, if you're wondering, it's 15mm for the two clamps and it's 13mm for the two hangers. And then I just had to do the exact same thing on the other side, which was kind of a pain because this one I had to use WD-40, PB Blaster, everything. It would not come off, but I finally got it off. And now for the sketchy part of this whole thing.
Now, when doing your exhaust, if you have a lift available, do it. This is clearly not the safest way to do it. I have a brick with a jack stand holding my exhaust up. That exhaust right there is so heavy. Once that thing comes down, you do not want to be under it. So make sure, if you're doing this on jack stands or anything like that, just make sure you do it safer than this, because this is not ideal.
But then I got underneath the car and I just could not get it off. As you can see right here, I'm sitting in silence, literally just trying to think of everything I can do. My friend came out just to give me some moral support as I'm tapping the pipes with a screwdriver. But I finally ended up getting it off. As you can see, I'm literally hammering this thing out for the life of me. Finally got it off. We ditched the jack completely because it is way easier to take this exhaust off with two people. So if you have a second person, trust me, it is a way easier job to have two people than to lower this thing on yourself.
All right, so we just got the exhaust out, and now I'm kind of curious to see what this thing sounds like if I were to start it up and give it a few revs with absolutely nothing underneath this car. I mean, just look at that. Yeah. Dude, that thing sounds mean. Oh, good grief. Well, that smells like exhaust fumes in here. Well, yummy. I guess we will, now we gotta take those two things off, and then I guess we'll throw the new one on, and then we'll see how it goes. Well, I had to let my camera charge after we did the revving clips, but we got the entire exhaust off, as you guys saw. We got almost everything on the actual new exhaust, and I finally just got that hanger off, which literally took me 20 minutes just by itself. But now we should be able to start hooking everything back up, and then the exciting part, the wiring.
So I totally decided to completely scratch the idea of using a brick on a jack. Usually that is pretty good if you have like a 2x4 that's long enough to, you know, withstand the entire width of the muffler, but that was not the case. So I decided to get under this and manhandle it. Luckily, it didn't come loose and fall on me because I'm pretty sure it's like 30 pounds. It's lighter than the old muffler, but it's still heavy. And well, it's just awkward weight. But once I got everything hooked up, it was a lot easier. But what I ended up having to do was get this stupid little I don't even know what you call it, but it's a hanger of some sort. I could not get it on for the life of me, but when I finally got it on, we were good to go. As you can see, I'm using a pipe wrench right here, and that's because I could not get these clamps to work for the life of me. I was actually losing my mind, but believe it or not, the pipe cutters actually ended up working. It held the clamp together, and I was able to put the nut back on because it flew off in the process.
So as you guys know, I got the exhaust on the other day, but we finally got the new module in, so now we can get these valves working on this car. So let's go ahead and jack this car up again, and then we will finally be able to do all of the wiring, put in the new module, and see how this thing sounds. However, you guys are gonna get a sneak peek right now of what this thing sounds like, because I do have the valves open, and I do have to move it and flip it around. So let's do that. Okay, so we got all the wiring for the valves. It looks like this is gonna be for the valves themselves, and this is all gonna get wired to the fuse box. We have to take off 2 panels, this side trim, and then this trim, and then we have to take off the entire glove box. That way we have access to the fuse box and we can make it all nice before we shove all of this in the panels. So let's go ahead and get to that. I also have to adjust the tips because those hang a bit lower than that, so I'm gonna have to jack the car up after this whole process to actually get that aligned again. All right, so we got the entire panels off and everything where the glove box was off, so the fuse box is completely open. And we actually got the battery out, which was actually so annoying because this piece would not come off. But now that that's off, we can actually start routing the wires all the way up to the fuse box, and then the rest should be pretty easy, I'm assuming, and then the valve should be working. Everything wired up. This literally took like 5 hours by itself. And well,
do I just press it?
Well, we would hear the difference. They are closed right now. Yeah. Nothing's happening. Well, everything's wired up. The valves shut when we turn the car off, and they won't open anymore. And I don't entirely know what I did wrong. I'm just so confused. Everything is wired up. I don't know. All right, it is currently 9:05 at night, and I think, I don't know, but I think I got the right cable hooked up. So now we're gonna try this yet again and hope it works. So
that sounded open. That's definitely open, right?
Let's go! Holy shit! Click it again! Let's go! Dude! Oh, let's go! Fuck! You ready? Here, take this. I want you to hear it from back here. You ready?
That's crazy. It gets quiet. That's a
Fuck yeah!
dude, it gets quiet.
Dude, that took so long.
Yeah.
Done.
Dude, it gets quiet. That's crazy.
Well, I'm gonna flash forward to tomorrow because it's too late for me to do any sound clips. So tomorrow will be the video where I rev it, floor it, and literally everything. But I'm so happy that this is done.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, it is safe to say it is not the next day. What ended up happening was one of the hangers after we installed it ended up failing. So it caused the right exhaust tip to sag a whole bunch, and it was actually awful. So I had to fix that. It's actually 2 weeks later, and now we can actually get some sound clips of what this thing actually sounds like, because in my opinion, this is the best sounding M3 out there. As you guys can see, it's a pretty crazy difference between valves open and valves closed. Like, it is a night and day difference when it comes to the sound. Now I'm gonna go ahead and rev it up for you guys. I'm only gonna do it a couple times just because this entire road is houses, and I kind of feel bad for, you know, doing this up and down the road, but I mean, we got to, so. Okay, now I'm only gonna go up to 5K just because this car is stupid loud with the valves open, and like I said, this entire street's neighbors, so I don't really want them to hate me entirely. But I'll give you guys a pull while we leave. This thing is so loud, it's insane. One more downshift. Oh my God, this thing is crazy. So we have officially made it back home, and this thing is actually so crazy. The difference between this exhaust and the muffler mod that I used to have on this car, which is actually sitting right behind that gate over there, is actually crazy. And I just want to give another huge thanks to Grail for hooking us up. Like, this thing is, I'm literally at a loss of words when it comes to the sound of this car. And I know you guys are probably looking at this car right now, and you're probably wondering where the canards came from and where the side skirts came from. If you guys haven't seen those, they've been posted on my Instagram. That goes to show how long this video has been in the making for, just because of the stupid exhaust hanger that ended up failing on this car. However, I got some mics. All I need is a GoPro, and we are going to be doing POV drives with this car. And now that it sounds so crazy, it is going to make the POV drives just that much better. So if you guys did enjoy watching this video, make sure you guys leave a thumbs up. And if you guys are new here, hit the subscribe button, because this build is still in just the early stages. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you guys.